Today, I want to talk about what yoga taught me about fat loss that no nutrition plan ever did. Okay. So, if you're new here, my name is Heather, and I make videos about yoga, fitness, nutrition, and mindset, all rooted within yoga philosophy. It's not super woo woo or anything, but we're taking some of the ancient wisdom that comes from yoga and bringing it into some of our modern wellness practices. And if you've been watching any of my recent videos or some of my recent social media posts, I've been sharing about how I decided in April of 2024 to give myself a year to just get back to my old self. I had suffered an injury during the quarantine. I really just kind of let loose and was really unstructured with my nutrition plan. And things just kind of over the last 5, 6 years or so, you add on 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, it starts to add up. And last April, I just was like, okay, I'm going to give myself a year and I'm going to make sure that I really clean up my nutrition and really focus on my mindset so that I could get back to the best version of myself, even a better version of myself. Okay. And so what I want to do today is take this sort of a different approach to maybe how you've thought about nutrition, fat loss, weight loss, getting back in shape, getting back to your old self, making this sort of like fitness comeback, thinking about it from the perspective of some of the yoga principles that we know. Okay. So this is not about ditching structure. This is not about, forgetting about meal planning and tracking and macros and that sort of thing. This is thinking about why it works better when both your body and your mind are aligned. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what yoga taught me about fat loss and just getting back to my old self, making that fitness comeback. So these are 5 lessons that I want to bring in from yoga philosophy. These are specifically from what's called the yamas and the niyamas. And these are principles of how we interact with ourselves and then how we interact with the world. And this may help you change the way that you approach food, fitness, your body, your mindset, all the things that go into living a healthy lifestyle. And the first one is Ahimsa, which is non-harming. This one really helped me just to stop being so harsh on myself. I have always worked out. I never really stopped working out other than when I was recovering from an injury. And even then I was doing physical therapy. So I wasn't really like having this mindset of like, I've got to make up for a missed workout. I never really had that. But sometimes that there could be this mindset of like, okay, well, I went off the rails yesterday, so I got to make up for it today. And really just like not having any thought process that aligns with that. It's really more just, all right, I went a little bit off the rails this weekend. I'm getting back on track today. It's not necessarily like I got to make up for it today. All right. And so having this sort of all or nothing talk in my head didn't exist. I got rid of all that. I've been the kind of person that I will go, 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 go and go hard. And I really wanted to get rid of that way of thinking that because I'm giving myself a year, it's not this pressure of like, I got to do this in 6 weeks or I've got to do this in 12 weeks. It was really more like, okay, this weekend didn't necessarily go as planned, but I'm just back on track again today. So this really became more about supporting my body rather than punishing it. And that really just changed everything for me of having this sort of long-term mindset that it wasn't like, I've got to make up for it. It's more just get back on track. The second is it's what we call as Brahmacharya, or it's the right use of energy. It's not about like doing more things. It's not about adding more things onto your calendar and doing more things. When we talk about nutrition, I do talk about like adding more healthy things in, adding in more vegetables, adding in more fruits, adding in more protein, adding in more healthy fat, things like this. But when we're talking about the right use of energy, how we're spending our time, it's about doing the things that matter. I stopped wasting my energy on, just pointless things and started asking myself, does this thing that I'm about to do, does it support me in my goals, or does it help restore me, or is it moving me forward towards what it is that I want to accomplish? So thinking about like, what are some of the things, and I like to talk about it in the context of like, what are some of the things that you can say no to? What are some of the things that you can take off of your calendar? You can delegate out to other people, things that you can just say, I don't have the capacity for this right now. And so that's paying attention to the right use of your energy, making sure that you're spending your energy on the things that matter and really trying to set aside the things that don't. Number 3 is Santosha, or this idea of contentment. And this is what really helped me find peace in that process. Okay. I'm the kind of person, I really like setting goals, and then I like that process of getting to that goal. All right. And I think for myself in the past, a lot of my fitness related goals have been more shorter term. I've done bodybuilding competitions, I've done triathlons, I've done some very, very, very major day long hikes, like including a rim to rim hike in the Grand Canyon. Things like this that are like you have this sort of set training period. It's, 16-week training period, maybe even a 20-week training period. But it's like this sort of just set time that you're training. And when I decided that I was just going to give myself a year, it really helped me to find this sort of peace and contentment that it wasn't like, I have to make this deadline. And if I don't make this deadline, I'm not going to be ready to do this thing that I want to do. All right. And I shared in a previous video, my goal was to lose 50 pounds in a year. I lost 35. So I didn't quite make my goal, but it wasn't this just like, oh, okay, I failed. It wasn't, I didn't have that mindset of like, okay, I failed. No, it's just, I keep going with the process. I just keep going. So this less pressure on myself, just it meant more consistency and better results. It wasn't this like, oh my gosh, I got to be ready for this thing. I got to be ready for this event. I got to be ready for it. It was really more like, this is a lot less pressure on myself, and, I could be more consistent with it. Number 4 is the concept of Svadhyaya. And this is self-study. So this is where I started paying more attention to myself. All right. And this is where some of the yoga classes, like going and doing actual yoga classes where you do the postures and that, this really helped me pay attention to myself and how I felt after meals, how I felt before meals, what kind of movements really energized me, paying attention to when I needed to rest. And yoga taught me really to learn from my body and to not to like override it and not say like, okay, my body's telling me this, but my brain's telling me that. I started paying more attention to that. And specifically in like yoga classes, I started paying attention to like, okay, if I'm going to go to like, let's just say I'm going to go to an evening yoga class, I'm probably not going to have this huge meal, that's full of spices and, all this stuff right before I go to the yoga class. Bending over, coming into some of these poses, these postures can be very discomforting if you have a full stomach. So it really helped me to start paying attention to how foods made me feel and what kinds of energy they gave me and how it impacted me in other ways. So that concept of Svadhyaya or self-study is just paying more attention to yourself, how some of the things that you're doing impact you, whether it's good, it's bad, it's indifferent, whatever it may be, but also learning from your body and not overriding the signals that it's giving to you. And the 5th thing is called Tapas, which is disciplined action. And for me, discipline used to mean restriction. Like I was very rigid, I was very structured. It was, this is how my day is going to go. This is how my week is going to go. But it's really shifted now into this idea of showing up with intention, even when it's not perfect. I show up with intention. I have consistent effort over time, which is really what helped create that real change. It wasn't necessarily motivation or willpower. It was this idea that I have given myself a year to accomplish this thing that I want to do. And I know that over a year, by implementing all of these different things, that consistent effort is what's really going to help me with that real change, making those habit changes and really just getting back to this is my lifestyle. This is the way that I live. So it really helped me with less stress, less inflammation, more consistency in how I was eating, better sleep and digestion. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you, yesterday was Easter and I had some foods I don't normally eat and, wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm having a little bit of trouble digesting this. Like you start paying attention to that kind of stuff. It also helped me to gain more self-trust, trust in myself that I have the ability to do this. And it doesn't need to be in a 6-week or 12-week or 16-week training period. Let's take a year to focus on this and make it become the lifestyle. So I still trained. I began eating much better And then everything started feeling much more smoothly when my mindset aligned. When it didn't feel like a ton of work because my mindset was aligned with what the overarching goal was. So if you are ready to reconnect with your body, with your mind, and create that sustainable rhythm around nutrition, around movement, around healthy lifestyle, I created a free guide for you. It's called Feel Like You Again. It is a nutrition and meal planning guide that is rooted in yoga philosophy. So I go into some of the things that I was talking about earlier with the yamas and the niyamas, but the idea is let's take some of that ancient wisdom from yoga, apply it to our modern nutrition, meal planning advice, things like this. And this helps you to just learn how to eat well, fuel your body, and feel grounded again, feel energized again. You can download that guide by going to nutrition.sorellawellness.co. You can download that guide there. If you put in your name and your email address, you get automatically sent to you. It's a PDF. You can take it, read it through on your iPad, print it, read it over and over again every single day, and just start implementing some of the things that you learn in that guide just in one meal. Just take one meal and say, all right, I'm going to plan out this meal and it's going to look this certain way. And it's going to align to the goals that I have for myself, that I have for my body, for my mind, for my just overall healthy lifestyle. So let me know. I want to know in the comments below. Just let me know, has yoga helped you to change the way you relate to food, to fitness, to nutrition, to your mindset, how you relate to your body? And again, it's not about doing yoga asanas or postures and going to a yoga class. It's about bringing yoga off the mat and bringing some of the yogic philosophy into your daily life. So I'd love to hear your story. Leave me a note in the comments below. And then you can go to nutrition.sorellawellness.co to download the Feel Like You Again nutrition and meal planning guide. So again, my name is Heather. If you found this video helpful, I would love for you to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with somebody who you think might find it helpful.